What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Build Different podcast with Tucker Speed. This episode, I was joined by Matt Zamora of Zamora Designz. He's a young, up-and-coming, very talented custom painter from here in Utah. He's doing a lot of cool stuff. He's doing some helmet giveaway stuff, painting some really badass stuff. He's a really cool dude. We had a great conversation about how he got into painting and where he wants to go with his career and his skill set. I hope you guys will enjoy the episode. Just remember, this podcast is brought to you by tuckerspeed.com, your one-stop shop for all things performance related for your Harley-Davidson motorcycles. And before we start, give us a 5-star review, give us a follow, leave us any feedback. Enjoy the episode.
Making power by day, making friends at night. Build different. Tucker Speed. Hell yeah, brother.
Let's go.
Back again with Matt Zamora.
Round two.
You're even more famous than you were last week now, right?
Right?
Got another paint job under your belt.
Yep, another one.
That paint job's turning out super sick, though.
Thank you, yeah.
But, yeah, so to kind of, tell our listeners the story here of what's going on here behind the scenes of the Built Different podcast and Tucker Speed, just to, let everybody see behind the scenes. We're doing this podcast for second time. If you're wondering why we didn't have a podcast drop last Monday, we shot this episode last week, and Jordan went to edit it, and we had zero audio. So here we are. We have to try and recreate what we did last week. So we're going to talk about all the same stuff. So if it sounds a little funny, or like we've said this stuff before, or if I already know his story, it's because I already know it.
Yep.
So we'll just have some fun, man. We'll talk. We'll still, I want to make sure everybody gets your story. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard it now, but the listeners haven't, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't sitting here last week, so I want to make sure that people, know, leave this podcast and know who Matt Zamora is and Zamora Designz.
Thank you.
Follow your stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to get shortchanged on, because we forgot to hit record last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, thanks for coming back out.
Yeah, no, thanks for having
me. What I mean? It's come sit in our super hot showroom / podcast studio here.
It was perfect.
But it's all good, man. So let's give everybody a rundown a little bit of, who you are and what you're doing and where you're going. And, we can go as deep as we went last week. We can, but I just want to make sure, everybody that's listening
it's fun.
Gets an idea of, if they don't know who you are already, they're going to after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're a local kid. You're a Utah kid. You spent some time in SoCal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My family's out from Southern California in a city called San Juan Capistrano. So, that's just kind of where I got, like, the whole style of everything. Just my uncles out there, they have a car club, Superior's Car Club, all lowriders, like some of the best out there. So I got it from there, and then I just picked it up. I just saw their cars, and I was like, that I want to do that. Like, seeing them pull up in the magazines and everything, I was like, that's what I want to do. But, I was born and raised here, but in the summers I would go out there, and then every once in a while I still get to go out there. But, I just seen all their stuff, and I was like, that's what I want to do. So now about a year ago, I started Zamora Designz, and then just started painting, picking up candy, tape, a little bit of pinstriping here and there. So now I just paint pretty much anything. You could bring me anything, and if paint can stick to it, I'll paint it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you didn't just start painting. You've kind of been playing with paint. And, body work or
more
finish work.
Collision, your regular cars, like your everyday car. I was painting that stuff, base coat, clear coat, polishing, and then
so you were working kind of in the collision industry and have transitioned to do your own thing more on the custom side.
Yeah, and I still do collision every once in a while. It's
Pays the
nice.
bills, huh?
Pays the bills. It's just steady income.
Sure.
Like I have a couple like production contracts where like I'll do like Jeep parts for a company, and it's just steady all the time. So it's nice because like working on custom stuff, like it looks really cool. And like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But I mean, and sure, it's the same thing with you guys. Like when you work on something for so long, you're just like, all right, here we go. But I mean, the reward at the end is the best
For
part.
sure.
Like you work on something for a month and you're like 3 weeks, you're just probably like, dang, dude, this is gonna take so long. Like another week of this.
Yeah.
And you get it done and you're just like, dude, this was worth every bit of it. So
Mm-hmm.
but then like the collision side of stuff, like dude, you can finish it in a day. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Do you feel like I guess I don't know how to word it. You know, it's kind of the same thing here, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you got to kind of give like the creative side of your brain a break,
yeah,
per se.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you're always, you know, kind of in that creative mindset,
Yeah.
or custom kind of, you know, if you're always thinking outside the box, like you tend to get, what do they call it when writer's block?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something like that.
I know,
You
and
just get stuck.
Yeah. And then like, I
Like
mean
you
like
got to take a break and
Yeah.
reset.
Yeah, and then even on top of that, there's just days where it's just not your day. Like,
Yeah.
as hard as you try to come up with something cool, you're just like, dude, today's just not the day. So just take a little break from it, or come back to it the next day. Go eat. Just take a little break from it, and then just come back, because it does happen. Like you want to lay something cool out, and you're like, today's a day, and like it's just not working. So
Yeah. Do you?
yeah,
I mean, and that's probably where it's nice to kind of like set that project aside, maybe pick up, you know, some of that contract
Yep.
work, or maybe a collision repair or
Yep,
something, or just
exactly.
something,
Just keep
just
something
like
coming
something kind of like not brainless, but just,
Yeah.
it's just like, hey man, I just got to paint, or, you know, paint these things,
yep,
ship them, like
Yep.
not really a whole lot of creative stuff
Yeah.
to it. And
yeah. I mean, it's still gun time. Like it's still a gun is in my hand. I'm spraying
well,
clear.
yeah.
So
I mean, and I mean, the thing is like, just because you are kind of creatively burned out, you can't just pause the bills. Like you
Yeah.
still got to pay bills,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you got to keep working.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
gotta, you know, it's nice to
Yeah.
have that. It's kind of the same thing here. You know, we do a lot of custom stuff, a lot of motor builds and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. You know, but we also do a lot of, you know, just repair and maintenance,
Maintenance,
too. You know, so that
stuff
stuff
pays the bills. Huh?
that, you know, we call that around here. We call it the bread and butter. It's
Yeah.
what, you know, it's
Yep.
in and out, pays the bills.
Yeah, we call it gravy.
Yeah, gravy, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, same thing. It's
Yep.
it's just, it's not glamorous. It's not
Yeah, but it's quick in and out and pays the bills.
pays the bills, and then allows you to get back to the cool stuff
Yep.
with a
Yep.
fresh set of eyes and fresh
Yep.
mind. You know.
Yep, yep. But yeah, no, it's definitely like that.
So-
Let's just take a break.
You know, I guess, you know, we talked about it last week a little bit, but you know, the bike that you're painting right now for Gary,
Mm-hmm.
it looks at, though this point now it's 100% complete as far as the paint.
Yeah, as far as the paint, yeah, but so like in the lowrider world, and I mean a lot of guys probably do it with the Harleys too. It's like when a bike is completely done and cleared, you're happy with it. Like there's still stuff in there that we call like profile, where you can kind of see like tape lines, because there's I don't know, everybody has a different word for it, but like you can feel like where the patterns are, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's not on one plane.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I really got left with that bike. I mean, like right now it could probably go somewhere and do pretty all right, but I like to make my stuff look like glass all the way
Sure.
through. So I mean,
Is that
it's done now.
is that just working in the clear?
Yeah, so like what I'll do now is just sand it back down smooth, just to just get all the peel out of it, all the profile, all the anything that's not flat. I'll sand it back out and then just clear it one more time, and then that's when I'll polish.
Okay.
But yeah, I just like it just because like it gives it depth.
Yeah.
And it's also something like you don't really get to do a lot, just because like you're basically paying somebody to repaint your bike.
Sure.
So it does get expensive, but thankfully, like everything was sponsored by Discount Body Shop Supplies, so they gave me everything House of Color, and I have enough to do everything all over again. So
Nice.
yeah, so super grateful for those guys over there. They made a lot of things possible for me.
Right on.
Yep.
You're trying to kind of work more and more with House of Color, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like-
That's like I mean, like growing up for me, like House of Color was like the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was always just like, yeah, dude, I want, and then I've honestly, like, still to this day, I've never sprayed any other candy company.
Really?
Yeah, it's all been House of Color. So, yep, I love it.
Like
all
what-
the colors.
I mean, to me, like I'm not a paint dude. I'm not a
Yeah.
painter. I've never worked in the paint world or collision repair. Like what makes that paint different from whatever other? I don't even know any.
Yeah,
Like
so-
I guess the only other brand I would know would be like PPG.
And
like
there's
what-
like little weird stuff in the back end. Like some companies own it and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, so the thing about like House of Colors is they're more custom. Like PPG, they make, and I mean they probably do too because they have a candy line. I want to say it's the Vibrance colors, but like PPG, they'll make like your regular standard base coats, like your whites, your reds. House of Colors, like you get stuff that when you see it, you're like, holy shit, that's not normal paint.
So do they tend to like tailor more to the custom side?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I
PPG
would
is
say.
more like
More-
like
yeah.
stock OEM color type stuff.
Yeah, and then they do have like special lines where it's more show stuff. But yeah, like if I had to explain it, it'd be like House of Colors is more like your higher end custom stuff.
Okay.
Like their clear is a show clear. It's not a regular clear. It's,
Okay.
It's different mix ratios. Like your regular like traditional clear coat is usually 4-1. That stuff's 3-1-1. Like they just have really weird mix ratios. And then they have everything like that bike. I used a primer that literally had metal flake in it.
In the primer?
Yeah, dude. Like when I
does
sprayed
that have
the
a purpose?
so like it's just so like every step. So like when I sealed it in the primer, it had metal flake, and then I metal flaked it again, and then again, and then I cleared it. So it's like 3 layers.
Just building layers.
Yeah, yeah. Because like the reason I like to do it that way is because like I feel like when you use like the bigger metal flake and you just put it on top of silver, it's almost just like salt and peppery. Like it's just kind of just there.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I do it that way and I add different sizes of it, it just kind of fills in and looks more full.
Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
That stuff's so foreign to me. I've literally like never
Yeah.
shot a paint gun.
Yeah, dude, it's
what I mean?
crazy.
Like-
Just even like, I remember like Nick Crawley, the guy who taught me, like, he would show me all that stuff, dude. Like, he would show me like, oh, dude, this green, like all these House of Color candies are super cool. Like one day, like we should try and paint some of this, and it was always just like super like crazy stuff that you never see. And like I was just like, why not? Let's just try it. And then like I mean, I think like it was, I mean, I don't know, like what do they say, like a movie scene? Like I literally never bought it. I just opened a random cabinet in alloy wheel repair when I was working there for like 2 months, super late night, and I opened up a cabinet and I was like, what is this? And I pulled it out and it's like a super old can of pagan gold. And I was just like, all right, let's play with it. And then I found it out from there.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have that panel too. Is just like a 2x2 sheet metal panel that I did, and I called Bruno Perry, who's my mentor, and I was like, "Hey, dude, come check this out. Like, I think this kind of looks okay. Like, what can I do?" Because Bruno, he used to paint. He did a lot of sign painting and stuff. He's a legend around here.
Yeah.
And he just walked in and he was like, "Who showed you how to do that?" And I was like, I just looked at my uncle's cars, the patterns on their cars, and I was like, found some tape. That tape was literally in there too. I don't know what they used it for, but
It was just chilling.
yeah, just sitting there, dude, covered in dust. Like, I found that and the candy, so I did that, and then he was just like, "It looks like you know what you're doing." I was like, "That's why I'm calling. You have no idea what I just did." So he just started mentoring me more and more, and he's just like, "Watch this guy." Like, and the thing about Bruno that I think that helped me a lot is like he keeps it the old school way.
Really?
Like, yeah, he's super old school. Like,
I mean, he's
86.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he's up there. So yeah, but I'm super grateful to learn from somebody like that. Like, it's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'll have something like displayed somewhere, and like everybody knows that signature.
Yeah.
Like, you see that signature, and you know who it is, and everybody's just like, "How did you get him to do that?" Because, like, the other thing is like he doesn't do it anymore for anybody.
Right.
So, luckily, like all those helmet giveaways that me and Gary do every month, like he still stripes
Still
it.
helping with those. That's
Yeah,
cool.
dude. Yep. So
Yeah.
super grateful for that.
Tell me about that. Tell me about your helmet giveaway deal and what you got going on there.
Yeah. So me and Gary, which is crazy, dude. Like before I ever met Gary, so he started working for one of my best friends, John, over at Visual Labs, a local like creative company. They'll wrap stuff, tint stuff, web design, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anything you guys need, just go over there and talk to them for that. And then he started working for them, and I was like, I've seen this guy around, and he followed me. They introduced him to us on his first day, and he's like, you look super familiar. And I was like, yeah, I don't know where you're from. He followed me, and I remember a year before that day, I had messaged him because his whole Hive Crew thing, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to learn how to paint. Do you guys want to give me something to paint? And it's still in our DMs to this day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So yeah, I looked into it, and then like he had a stunt show in California or something.
Yeah.
And he's just like, dude, I got this helmet. Like, you think you could paint it? And I think I did it in like 2 days. First one I ever did, and I was just like, here, dude, do you like it? And everybody went crazy over it, and like all my friends and everybody was just like, yeah, dude, you look like you know what you're doing. And I gave it to Bruno, and he went crazy on it too.
Oh, he
like,
did?
Yeah, so like my work was like pretty good, and then adding his
Bruno
stuff.
just upped the
Yeah,
game.
dude. So yeah, so once we did that, I did his helmet, and like all the time people would just be like, who painted your helmet? And I would get like a helmet job here and there, but we just had the idea, and we were just like, dude, like the lowrider scene and like the Harley scene, like I feel like people think like we're like not the same, or like we butt heads or whatever, but dude, me and Gary like really like best friends, like
Yeah.
can't ever tell. And like we say it all the time, it's like it's the same thing. Like Harley guys put passion and love into their motors,
Yeah.
their motorcycles. We do the same thing. You guys do the same thing. It's
all
the
the
same
same.
love.
Yeah, it's the
It's
same.
the same thing.
It's just
you
a
guys
little
do it
different package.
Yep.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
we were like, why not? Let's do it together. Like, do some lowrider painting on a Harley helmet, and then we just like kind of thought it was a good idea. So he had a few connections with Young Power Sports, and we ran it by them, and they sponsored everything for the year.
Nice.
They gave us 12 helmets to paint for the year, and then the guys over at Discount Body Shops, they supplied all the paint for the year. So that's how we do it. And then yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, like just go on Instagram. Watch the giveaways every month. We give it away at the end of every month.
it's on YouTube.
It's on Instagram. So watch our Instagrams. Yep. And then, yeah, just enter. It's free. Just enter, comment, share, just comment. And then every time we do it, I want to say the company is called Wask, some weird stuff like that. And it's random. Like we literally do it live on the phone. So
Like there's no questions.
Yeah, yeah.
We've dealt with some of that stuff. So
yep.
just while we're talking about it,
Yeah.
I mean, where can people find your Instagram stuff? It's just Zamora Design?
Yeah, Zamora Design. So
And then Gary's is
Get It Gary.
Get It Gary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can watch that.
You can find it on both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both pin them on our Instagram every time. So, yeah, they're on there, and then usually they're sponsored by a local company. We try to keep it local.
Yeah.
So it'll be on theirs too.
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool. I mean, it's a cool thing to do. I mean,
Yeah, and
you
it's
know, and
cool,
I'm sure
dude.
it's
People get a
gaining,
free helmet.
some recognition for both of you guys
Yeah,
and
it has.
and everybody else involved.
Yep.
But it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, props to you for just going out there and making it happen. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's the thing I love most about doing some of these podcasts and you know, at this point, you know, we're like 37, 38 episodes in or whatever. And I've talked to a lot of people. They're like, most of our episodes are like Utah locals, you know, people that have just grown up like in the same town, same counties or whatever as I have.
Yeah.
And people just, you know, like just hearing the story, like just growing up, like, and what they were you know, you got influenced by lowrider cars. It influenced you enough to pick up a paint gun, airbrush, and some tape, and just like make it happen. And you know, I think like hearing those stories, like it can inspire people that I mean, because I talk to so many people all the time, man. They're just like, man, I wish I could do what you do.
Yeah, I get it all the time, dude.
You know, it's like,
just put the time in.
Just go for it, man. And it can be done.
Yeah,
like it, you know.
Like I did that first one, I never, ever, like maybe like when I was a kid or like, I never like thought that I was like, I can do this one day and make a living off of it.
Yeah.
But like I just kept doing it and doing it, long nights, nobody paying me just dumping. I shouldn't say dumping or wasting, like investing in myself.
Yeah, that's just it. It's an investment in yourself.
Yeah, like
sure.
I mean, of course, like 6 months in when like you're not making shit, like nothing. Like you don't have a client yet. Like you're like, dude, what's the point of this? But just
Yeah,
keep
but I
doing
mean, you
it,
think
dude.
about it. Like, what else do you do? Like, do you go, sign up at the university,
Yeah.
and pay them a bunch of money, and you got,
Exactly.
2,
Yeah.
4, 6 years or whatever
Yeah.
before you even like
Yep.
get into what you're doing? Like,
Yep.
all you're doing, man, is just investing in yourself
Yeah.
in a different way than,
Yeah.
than the standard, like, go to the university,
Yeah.
get a degree, go
Yeah.
get a job.
Yeah,
You're just,
and it's a weird gray area because like what's cool is like my automotive teacher in high school, dude, he still comes around. You know him, Ed.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
like that
love
was
Ed,
literally
yeah.
my high school automotive teacher.
So did you go to Clearfield High or Davis?
Clearfield.
Okay.
I was there the year before he went to Davis,
What year was that?
2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that we went there and taught a couple times?
So the crazy thing is I wasn't in the advanced class to be able to learn from you guys.
Okay.
But like, cause I was in basketball, and I had gotten hurt my senior year, and I had talked to him, and I was just like, dude, I know enough to not be in the basic, like the one.
Yeah.
There's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I was like, just give me a shot, put me in the third one, and it was
Wait.
after you guys had came.
Really? Yeah, because I think we did it we did it when I worked at the dealership, and me and one of the other technicians there,
Yeah.
like we had a good relationship with Ed, and he's like,
Yeah.
hey, like, would you come out and like, for like 2 or 3 days, just like teach a basic like motorcycle mechanic, like Harley, like working on Harleys, and just talk about the industry to the
Yeah.
kids. And we
Dude,
did it
I
like
think that's the
2 or
most
3
important
years.
thing to do.
I did it once for Ed after he went to Davis. I did it 1 year when I was here.
Dude, their program over there is crazy. They have
And,
a whole shop.
Well, you know what's crazy, dude, is so I went to Northridge, and like their program over there, at least when I was there, and this was in the 90s, right? Their automotive program then like was such, I felt like a joke.
Like textbook. Like
Yeah,
Go
man.
through a
Like
book.
I took the class, and I mean, honestly, man, I didn't go to class. I just, flunked
Yeah.
the class and just left
Yeah.
every day. Like,
yeah, nowadays those kids probably want to come to class because they get to learn
well,
from people like you.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
and Ed too, man.
Yeah.
Like, kudos to Ed. Like,
He changed everything, dude. Like, and the cool thing was like he came to me after. So what happened was, I don't know how he got my name or anything, and he just texted me and he was like, "Hey, like I'm with Davis High. We have a budget. Like I know it's not much, but he's like, it looks like you like we like your work. Can we do something?" He walked into the shop after I gave him the address, and he was like, "Matt," and I was like,
oh, he
"Mr.
contacted you, but didn't
Sherman."
realize that you were
that
one
it
of
was
his
me.
students. Okay.
Yeah. So he walked in. He was like, "Matt." I was like, "No way, dude." I was like, "When did you go to Davis?" Anyways, yeah, we got to talking, and like, yeah, they were able to take care of me, and like, he's like super supportive, dude. Like,
Yeah.
every show that he can take my artwork to, like, cause all I did on that one was just I did like a clean metal flake base, nothing too blingy.
On his bike? Yeah.
Yeah, on that Fat Boy.
Yeah.
And then I just did brandy wine over it and cleared it. And that's it. Sanded it back down. Bruno did like some orange and blue pinstriping, cleared it. He put it all together and then did a bunch of chrome work on it. And like, I'll go to a car show or a motorcycle show and he's just like, enough people ask about it. So I painted him a sign that me and Bruno did together for it too.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, and like, I always think about that. Like, I honestly don't think I'm good enough yet to talk to kids, but like, I wish I had that growing up.
Yeah.
Like having like the influence and seeing like my uncles and stuff is cool, but like I kind of had to like tell, like, I don't know, like not be like I want to do that or like kind of force myself, but like I'm sure if like it was brought to me like as a kid in high school, like dude, I can't imagine what I could have been doing if I would have done this 10 years ago.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's crazy to think, where would you be today
Yeah.
if you would have.
But I mean, I'm grateful for everything, but I
Sure.
still like, dude, it's crazy. Like, just imagine like somebody came to you in high school and you were like, hell yeah, like I want to come to this class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple times after we went to Clearfield and did the class, couple of the years there was a couple kids that ended up working at the Harley dealership,
Oh, really?
just basically like as like lot tech
Yeah.
or wash boys, like, but like whatever happened in that 2 or 3 days we were there, like
Yeah.
it influenced them to like kind of want to explore the industry. So like it just goes to show, like,
Yeah.
you just never know.
Yeah. And then like the other thing too, like we kind of talked about it last time on the podcast, like kids don't want to do it anymore.
No,
Like that's just a dying thing.
it's a dying thing until they meet and hear the stories like that you have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's enough for those kids to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't even, because sometimes I think it's that the kids don't realize that there's like other ways to go. Like, because I feel like our school system nowadays, it's like, you go to junior high, you go into high school, and it's all like, what college do you want to go to? Like, what college, setting you up for like, and that's like the path.
Yeah.
And that's all they really know.
Yeah.
And until someone comes in and they're like, hey man, like, you don't got to do it that way.
Exactly.
Like
It's weird to say it too, dude.
it is,
Like
it's
it sounds
really
weird telling some kid like, dude, you don't have to go to college. Like, I mean,
Well,
some people have to.
The crazy thing, yeah, some dudes do, but don't you think it's weird that in society that like we feel guilty for telling a kid, hey, you don't have to go to college? Like, why do we feel guilty for saying that? Because it's so ingrained in us, because that's the right way, that it feels like we're telling them to do something wrong.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's weird. And I mean, and there's so many people out there that are successful and happy and have great careers and no college degree.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. It trips me out, but it's definitely weird to just tell some kid, like, I didn't go to college for this. Like, and I mean, there's guys that did go to college.
For sure.
Like, my idols, like Mr. Cartoon, like, all the guys I look up to going, like, I literally studied these guys. Like, they talk about, like, being in art school and stuff like that. Like, there's still parts of me that do want to go to art school and just kind of, like, just take it to another level.
Yeah.
But, like, I've gone to, like, a paint hover class. I've gone to, like, Franny with Paint Zoo. I went to like a little private studio session with him and got to learn from him. But
That's
I mean,
different,
like,
though. I mean,
no, it's completely different.
that's a different. I mean, that's different than like going to the university.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, I mean, and I still do that. Like right now, I've been to so many like Dino Tuning classes. And I was just talking to another guy up in Montana that has a class that I'm thinking about going up to later this year. I might spend the money and go up there and spend 3 days, because it's like
it's investing in yourself.
I'm just continuing to learn my craft and get better and better at it. Like I really want to be like the Dino tuner in the country. Like that's my goal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And if I can go here and go there and go here and learn from these different places, like it's just adding to my arsenal of what I can do. Same thing for you. And
and like I think that's the other thing, like kids, like, because I did it too, like when you're learning and you're not like really going to the college stuff, you're kind of going to that stuff, like beginner classes of painting, because they're all over the place. Paint Helper does them, Tropical Glitz does them. Like I feel like some kids are embarrassed to go to them, or just anybody. Like when you get there, you're like, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
But like I've gone to a few of them, and I've been there with like world-class guys that are still trying to learn too.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like all the guys that you see in magazines and stuff, they're still there. They're still trying to learn.
Still learning. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like the most important thing I learned, is just like getting to know these guys and hanging out with them. They're still learning too. Like they don't ever stop learning.
That's the one thing that I've noticed, man, that like the best dudes in whatever industry it is, those dudes, the one thing they have in common is that they never stop learning.
Ever, dude. It's crazy.
Like, and I believe like the second that you take on this mindset that you are like, know it all, like, and you're the master and you know everything, is the day you quit learning.
Yep, that's over.
Like, you know what I mean? So like never allow yourself to think you know it all, because you never will.
Yeah.
And just always keep learning.
Yeah, dude. It's a mind opener, because like you think of the big guys, you're like, oh, those guys probably just whatever.
Yeah.
No, dude, they're trying just as hard as you are.
They're still grinding.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them great.
Yep.
Yeah,
like, and that's like, and that goes to show too, like the kids that are just like, there's no way I could ever do that. Like, dude, that didn't happen in a month. That happened in 15 years, 10 years, 20 years. So they just gotta, and that's the other thing too, like how we were saying about the whole college thing, like you could go to college, and there's some things, if you do want to do, you got to go to college, 100%.
For sure.
Like,
I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh,
it's just not for everybody.
Yeah, because like, dude, like you could go to like any place that teaches you, and you're gonna pay 30-40 grand.
Yeah.
Or like you could do like what the opposite, I guess, would just be like shooting your shot at any place. Like if you want to get into Harleys, come into like just try and get your foot in the door anywhere. And like, yeah, you'll probably get paid $8 an hour, but you're not paying $40,000 for that education. You're getting paid to learn, even though it's not a lot. It's better than paying $40,000 for it.
Yeah,
And you're learning hands-on, not in the book, in the real world.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, so I mean, I didn't go to a university per se. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to MMI,
Yeah.
which is a tech school. It was, 18 months or 20 months is what I did.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 grand.
Yeah.
It's specialized in my field. It's not like a university where you
Yeah.
got to go take an English class and a math class and all this, but still, like I did do that, but like I still love the opportunity to go take more classes. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always new stuff to learn. There's always
Yeah.
new stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, no matter what. Like, same thing with paint, dude. Like, there's so much stuff coming out all the time. Like, there's water-based paint now, like, all kinds of stuff now.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and all that stuff takes like different and special techniques and how
it's completely different.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. Like, we have new parts or new products or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's the same, but it's not.
Yeah, you guys got new Harleys coming out every year.
Yeah. New models with new electronics or
Yep.
new parts or whatever. So it's like
Yep.
always learning that stuff. So,
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is it like? Because you guys are motors.
Yeah.
Like motorcycles. What is it like working with Tesla? Like, for me, it's like working on a Tesla. Like, it's just kind of weird. But, I mean, I do it. But do you guys ever work on, like, electric bikes?
electric stuff.
Yeah.
I have not, man. I
Yeah.
have not even. I've ridden a couple. I've ridden a couple of the Harley versions, the live wires.
Yeah. Yeah, I drove by one the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
what noise is that making?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trippy, man.
Yeah.
I've ridden a couple. I really have zero desire to work on them.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, I mean, like, the weird thing about Teslas is, like, to work on them, like, as a body shop or anything like that, you almost have to have, like, it's a certain, like, type of, I don't know, certificate or, like, sort of like a protocol you got to go through to be able to work on them. You got to be
really?
Tesla certified, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even doing like collision stuff.
Yeah, dude, because if you're putting, like, electricity, like, pulling on metal and stuff like that, you could fry that battery.
Huh.
So they have ways of showing you, like, how to, like, kill the battery completely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure there's ways around it. But, like, to be able to, like if you had a Tesla come in and you're like, I have to order a door, you can't order that door unless you have that.
You got to have the certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't really messed with them.
Yeah. But I mean, they're pretty much new, right? Like, there's
not a ton out there.
Yeah.
Definitely not like. I mean, there's starting to be a whole lot more Teslas out there.
oh, dude, you
sure,
see them every day.
Yeah, they're all over the
Yeah.
place. But on the motorcycle side, it's still pretty rare. There's not that many floating around, at least not in Utah.
Yeah.
And I really have no desire to work on them. When I rode them, they're just, I
I
don't
guess
know.
there's nothing really to work on them.
Not really. I mean, they still have like brakes and suspension and that type of stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but like when I ride them, they feel like a toy to me.
Yeah.
They feel like I'm riding one of my kids' like electric scooters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's just like there's no.
just a big toy.
Yeah, man, it's just weird. Like, and it just doesn't like get my juices flowing like a motorcycle. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, there's nothing like hopping on a Harley and like
That
having
rumble.
that
everything.
rumble and the vibration and just everything that goes along with it. I mean, and then like the total opposite end is an electric bike, and it's like, man, just doesn't do it for me. Man.
Is it the same thing, sort of like with, excuse me, like Teslas make no noise? Have you ever been in one? Dude, they're like off the line so fast.
Oh yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing with Harley?
Yeah. The
Like,
bikes are
it
the
takes
bikes
off.
are crazy fast,
Yeah.
but just zero noise. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
so
crazy
weird.
sensation. It's
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah,
but-
because like when you hear a Tesla drive, you hear the rocks on the road.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything.
yeah, you can hear you can hear the same thing. A little bit of like the wheels whirring because you're outside.
Yeah.
So you can hear like the wheels kind of like whirring a little bit, and you hear the road. The rubber hitting the road type thing. But yeah, man, it just I don't know. They don't do anything for me.
Yeah, me either.
You know.
I was just curious, like,
Yeah.
because I know that's a thing now. Like,
It is a thing, man.
Yeah.
And like it or not, they're going to become more and more popular, and there's going to be more and more of them out there. But
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I always thought like, dude, that's like the part of a Harley. Like, I mean, I always thought like if you want to be heard, like,
yeah,
it's like a safety thing. Like,
for
you want to
sure.
know somebody's
I mean,
there. Like,
they make the stupid stickers that say, loud pipes save lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's corny, but
yeah,
it's true.
It's true. Like, dude,
you-
like they're not gonna hear you at all on an electric bike.
no.
At all.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally, like if you're on an electric bike and then you're in somebody's like blind spot, like you are like literally
They're,
non-existent to
yeah,
them.
they don't see you.
They don't have a line of sight. They don't
Nothing.
hear you. Like they have no idea you're there.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
crazy.
you just get creamed.
Yep. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Kind of, we talked a little bit about it last week, but kind of, what's the direction that you kind of want to take your business and where you want to
Yeah.
go in the future?
Yeah, so I want to have my own shop, still have the name and everything.
Yeah.
Still want to be a bit like painter, but I like same thing with you. Like I want to be that guy. Like that's my ultimate goal. Like just to be like that. Like and then the other thing is like you could be that guy, but I want to have like I want to get so good at it and have my own style. Like I want to like be to the point where like you see something and you're like, that was painted by Matt. Like it's like not a question. Like
Sure.
oh yeah, Matt did that for sure. And then like the same thing, like still always have some gravy coming in, like get gravy work coming in, have a shop, have eventually like because you can't do it forever, so have like employees,
Yeah.
teach somebody, and then like I was taught like just take somebody under and then just hope they can make it through. Because if you can make it through, dude, it's shitty in the beginning, but like the apprentice part of it, of everything, like you got to start somewhere. So hopefully find somebody that can start from the bottom and work through, and then just have a couple techs and a couple painters, and then be able to take other lanes and do merch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like because it's a different world now, like podcasts, you got to have social media presence. So I want to be able to do all the lanes.
Do all of it, yeah. Like if you if you start, like in the future, like once you start kind of building a big name and getting recognition, you're painting a lot of stuff, and you have to kind of narrow down what it is that you want to paint. What do you envision that being? Is it helmets? Is it motorcycles? Is it lowrider cars?
Yeah.
Is it,
I mean, pretty much anything like
I
that.
mean,
so.
if you had to narrow it down, like where would you land? Like if you could pick right now where you'd be in 10, 15 years, where would you be? Like if you were turning work away because you're so busy with whatever it is you love painting, what would it be?
Probably anything candy. Just candy paint. As long as I could put candy paint on something or anything custom like that.
So
Just
what?
custom.
Motorcycles, cars,
Yeah,
whatever.
all of the above. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it goes, you could paint a motorcycle, paint a helmet to match it.
Yeah.
Or like paint a lowrider, paint a motorcycle to match it, and a helmet. So, but yeah, paint everything, and then just kind of have my own style to everything, and then just be the best I could be at it.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to paint?
I don't know. I mean, the helmets are fun, dude. Just
Are
cause
they?
like, yeah, and like what's the word? Like the satisfaction you get, cause it's quick, dude. It's just a small little helmet. Like
Sure.
painting Gary's bike has been super cool, dude. Like, and the thing, like, I'll give like kudos to Gary is just like, I'm sure you have friends or like, and it's not like bashing on anybody. It's hard shit. Like when he came to me, he's just like, hey, dude, like I want to help get you out there. Like, let's paint my bike. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But like, he's just like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, I want to help you. And I was just like, I was like, not saying like I didn't believe in him, but it was just like, everybody's just like, oh yeah, let's do it until you got to do it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, dude, you know what? I'll just have you do it. I'll pay
Yeah.
you, like, you do it.
Yeah.
Dude, late nights till 1 a.m. he was with me.
Really?
Every night, dude. He never missed a night.
Right on.
He'd literally show up. If we were there because it's usually like we do it at night.
Yeah.
So usually we start at 6. Dude, like there's nights we've been there since 1:30 till 1:30. I mean, he's there every time. So that's been cool. And then,
And has that been all right for you? Like having, cause like, I'm kind of like, I used to do a lot of that stuff when I first started. Right.
yeah,
And then I got to a point where it's like, all right, like
I don't need you helping me anymore. Like, I just need you to like drop your shit off.
Yeah.
Let me work on it, and I'll call you when it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I just need you out of my way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And they
he's the
become-
only one I've ever done it with.
And I still have friends, like certain select people that I would allow,
Oh yeah.
you know, to come in and we'll work together on your bike or
Yeah.
whatever.
Show them like the little bit ins and outs and stuff. Yeah.
But at a, you know, like I'm sure it'll be the same for you. You'll have more and more people want to do that, and you're just kind of like, no, like I'll just have you drop it.
Yeah.
I'll call you when it's done. You know what I mean? That'll
Yeah.
happen.
And I think that's like the other reason I like the custom paint and like why I say I want to like learn my own style, because like the thing that I wanted to do was just to get really good and create my own style to the point where somebody's just like, I want it red and make it look cool.
Yeah.
So,
Dude,
like,
just give it the Zamora design.
Yeah.
Like
Just without
know-
somebody being like, I want this, I want that. Like I still need some pointers. Like I'm like, do you want red?
you need
What
a
color do you
general
not
direction.
like?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, like I need something, but like I don't want somebody there just like, don't do that. No, I don't like it. Change this.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't do that. You can't operate
dude.
that way.
Like,
I did a couple of bike builds years back where, you know, I kind of allowed the customer to have too much say in it. And it just, like, I hated that job by the time I was done with that. I was like, I'm so ready to be done with this bike and this customer, like, just get it out of here. And like, I'm like, this is not what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to enjoy this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you have to just get a little bit of direction. Like for you, it's like, okay, give me your colors, give me 2-3 colors,
Yeah.
and a general idea, and then I'm going to give it. Then I'm going to give it the Zamora, you know, touch, like, and allow you to do your thing.
Yep.
But that takes time.
Yeah.
You know, for someone to be like, paint my shit. I trust you.
Yeah.
Call me when it's done. You have to have painted a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they have to love it all.
Yeah.
To be able to, you know, to build that trust, right?
Yeah, because like I have a couple cars under my belt, a
Yeah.
couple cars and trucks under my belt, but I definitely have a lot of helmets under my belt. So
Sure.
like that's the one, like that's kind of what drives it. Is just like I have, like when I post a helmet, it like does okay on the internet, but like the bigger homies will share it, or like it'll get a little bit of traction from like the helmet I did for you guys. It went on Hot Bikes magazines. It was on their story.
Yeah.
So like people see it, and like I get people from California. I've had a customer like out in Australia, and like dude, they're literally like, I just want it red. I'll send it to you. Make it look cool.
Yeah.
But that's because I got a lot of helmets under my belt. I want to get to the point where like everything is like,
Yeah.
like, here, dude. Here's my motorcycle. Dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
One thing we didn't talk about a whole lot in the last episode is just the 2-bit show.
Yeah, dude, that was so fun.
And so I figured, you know, we didn't talk about it last go round, so we at least give it something fresh to talk about. I mean, you painted a helmet for us,
Yep.
which was one of the more badass helmets there, and there were some
Thank
badass
you.
helmets there.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, we had 14 or 15, I think. And, you know, some of the helmets were like really legit, but man, like yours was super sick. And like you added that, like that, was it a wrap or like a tint that on the visor that kind of like played with the paint?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and just kind of finished it.
Yep. And it was like in the middle of the show, like right before it started. Yeah, my homie John over at Visual Labs, he was like, we got to do something different to it.
Yeah.
So he did a little wrap job on the visor, put it on there, and it made it.
Oh, for sure. It finished it for sure. And I think it set yours apart from everybody else's, because everybody else, well, Arnie bought a shield and put on his, which I thought was cool. He didn't have to, you know, but he bought it himself, and you know, everybody else kind of just left him clear. But I think just adding that touch just like finished it.
Yeah.
But it was sick. Like, I mean, and so like it was super stoked to have like dudes like Taylor Schultz painting helmets for us in the show.
Yeah.
But then also allowing us the, you know, kind of giving the opportunity for like a bunch of local artists to kind of showcase their art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there was a lot of local guys. It was just kind of like just a block party almost.
For sure. You know,
it was fun, dude.
And I think it's badass that we can showcase that, like, there's a lot of talent here in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
and like we kind of talked about it last time. Like, dude, Utah's like, nobody thinks it's like that, but like, there's a lot of cool shit here.
Yeah, I think
You just got to come here.
I mean, I would say at least half the helmets, if not more than half, in the show were all local.
Yeah.
And you know, like Adam Paul did one, Jen from Elite, Misfit Customs, Stripe Cult.
Yeah, Taylor.
You know, so like
Andy, everybody.
And
or I guess Taylor. Yeah, local. Andy.
Yeah, Andy's
Andy
local.
was there.
But yeah, just like a lot of local talent, and it's
dude.
cool that there's that much talent sitting right here in this little pocket that's like a flyover state, man.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody stops here and thinks there's anything cool. Like,
yeah, dude.
But there's some heavy hitters around here.
There is, dude. And like, so before I started the whole painting thing, I really wanted to focus on like polishing. And that's like the other thing too. I'm sure you had the same thing. You were like, I want to get really good at this, and then it just kind of transitioned into something else.
Yeah.
Like I was literally just like the guy everybody would call to come polish their cars. Because like I'd polish like the nicest cars in car clubs, or even some of the nicest cars in Utah, and I was being able to get to polish them. And then it started coming to like, I'd be like, hey, I can't polish that part good because there's not a lot of paint left on it. Let me repaint it for you. And then it was just like it kind of transitioned into that. But like, the whole reason I even brought that up was because like there was customers that would call me and they'd just be like, hey, come polish my car. I have another one I want you to look at. I'd go into these garages and I'd just jaw on the floor. Like, dude, people need to know that this is in Utah because nobody knows this is in here. But I mean, you just got to come here and just see it. Like, and then like, I mean, this will go on after, but like the lowrider show is coming to Utah, and like I think that's gonna be like a big one for people to see. Like, holy shit, Utah's actually got some pretty cool shit over there. So
yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, like with the 2-bit show.
Oh yeah.
Is on the motorcycle side of things. You know, where it's a motorcycle / art show.
Yeah.
Kind of giving the opportunity to, you know, some of the bike builders and then also the artists that kind of surround that culture.
Yeah.
You know, the painters, the pinstripers, the chromers, the polishers, the leather workers, all you know, all those people.
Everything's in there.
And giving them an opportunity to be seen.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, it was cool to have you there.
Thank you.
You know, at the show, like, you know. And you ended up having Bruno do a helmet.
Yeah, dude.
Which was cool.
He did not want to do it, but I was like, dude, I'm painting this helmet for you.
Yeah.
And he was just like, so what? What am I? I'll have to find the text and send it to you. He's like, what am I doing with this hat? And I was like, what do you mean hat? And he's like, he sends me a picture of it, fully gold leafed. And I was like, just come drop it off over here. And he came and dropped it off. And like a couple people noticed who he was. And
yeah.
Like, hey, Bruno, it's very nice to meet you. And he's just like, okay, I'm out of here.
That dude's a trip, man. And his name came up like when we first sat down, we were talking about like, you know, like who we wanted to reach out to, like local artists, and his name came up in the conversation. I'm just like, he's not doing anything anymore,
dude,
man. Like it's not even worth a phone call. I know what he's gonna tell us.
Oh yeah, because I get people that call me, and they're not calling me for a job. They're like, we heard you're the kid that can get us to Bruno.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I can't even get him to do it.
Yeah. When we called you and you were like, can I get a helmet for Bruno? And we're like, is he actually gonna, you know?
Yeah.
And so like you kind of made it happen.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
Cool.
Yeah. Hell
like
yeah.
You know, to have him, you know, at least be part of the first one, like, because he's such a big name here in Utah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like everybody knows.
Yeah. Everybody wants something done by him, and like, I don't know, it's cool. It's kind of just like a novelty to see that signature on something.
For sure, man.
It's like if you got that signature, dude, it's rare, and it's crazy that you even got him to do it. And like if you see it around, like a lot of the time it wasn't done recently. It was done years and years and years ago. That's what's cool about it.
I don't know who ended up winning his helmet in the auction. But whoever did.
Yeah, they got
a badass piece.
They got a good one. Yeah, I painted it super cool too. I think I did like it was like a brandy winey, like a red on it. It was super cool. Yep. Yeah, but he killed it on that one, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was so funny. He's like, what am I doing with this hat? I was like, come drop it off. 3 people probably walked up to him and they're like, it's so nice to me. I love seeing your work all over the place. Like, you pinstriped my great granddad's whatever thing.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, dude, I'm out of here.
Yeah. That's cool, man. It was fun. It was, like I said, it was cool to have you involved and to have you. I mean, I'm hoping, you know, we talked last week after the show and stuff about like, you know, having you be a little bit more involved with next year's show, and it'll be cool to have you kind of grow grow with us and grow the show and be a part of it, man. It's good to have. I mean, and that's what it's all about, man. It's just bringing all of us together in one spot to kind of, you know, shine a little light on all of us.
Yep.
And so it's cool. I'm excited to have you part of it. So
yeah, dude, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I think got anything more you want to talk about here on the second go round?
I think I'm good.
All right, man. I mean,
everything,
you know, after last week and then today, man, like, you know, I guess we talked last week a lot about, like, you know, you being a new parent, a little baby at home. And,
a little baby at home.
And you know, how that changes everything.
Oh,
so
dude, everything.
We can't leave, you know, baby Zamora out of this podcast. We just got to, you know.
Yeah, my little girl.
Give her a mention.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, dude, it's been fun, man. She is 3 months old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've got, I think, two strollers being built right now for her. I'm gonna build her up. I'm gonna fully custom paint those. I have a pedal car that I'm doing for her too, and then, yeah, dude, I'm excited, dude. Like, I knew I was gonna be excited, but I know it's gonna be this cool. Like,
it's so much fun. Man. I'm stoked for you, man. I'm excited to see you. You know, like, you know, because there's just not a better feeling.
No,
you know what I mean?
Hell no, dude. Like anything could be happening, but like at the end of the day, like if it came to anything, like I just want to be laying there. She can't even talk, dude.
Yeah,
it's just being there with
her. But like, you know, the way they look at you, like, you know what they're saying or how they're feeling.
Yeah, like everybody says, like there's no love like the love you get from a kid.
Yeah,
and like before you have a kid, you're like,
whatever.
Everybody says that shit.
Yeah,
and then once you have one, you're just like, yeah, dude, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, it's different, man. I'm stoked for you and happy for you and your girlfriend.
Thank you.
And it's stoked to see, you know, having success, painting motorcycles and cars and helmets and getting the recognition you deserve. I mean, I'm stoked to see, you know, what the next 10 years bring for you, man. I think it's going to be badass.
Yeah. So. I think because I had a little fire under my ass, but now I got a big fire under my ass. Now it's go time. So
for sure, man. I think it's, I mean, can only imagine what it'll look like in 10 years, man, with your drive and your you know, your skills and your talent and everything that you got, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You're going places. I know it.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see it.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. And it's all because of you guys, man. Like all the companies around here that support me, like, like none of it's possible. And like, and I think that's the other thing too. Like, it takes like how they say it takes a village, dude. It really does. Like,
it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it like we're all kind of in this thing together, and the more we can lift each other up, the better it is.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, I mean, I always like, even from the beginning, like I think like I liked like seeing like people that made it big, and like when they think like the guys nobody knows about, and I was just like, nobody knows who that guy is, but like they're still shouting him out. Like that's how I always thought, like no matter what happens, no matter how big I get, like never forget like where I came from and how it all happened. So
well, and it's nice. I mean, like, you know, all of us locals, I mean, it's nice. I mean, obviously, you know, you want to go places, I want to go places, and we want to go. We want to expand beyond local. We want people like shipping us parts to be built or painted or whatever. But I mean, local's where it's at, and I talk to a lot of dudes that want their stuff painted, and you're going to talk to a lot of dudes that need their motorcycles built and worked on, and so like. We can all help each other, you know, go places. But it, like you said, it literally takes a village. That's what we are right here, is a village. And and I can help you, you can help me, and we can all succeed and just do what we love doing.
Yep.
And that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, man. Dude. It's literally like, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, growing up, seeing you, like, dude, I want to get really good at painting. I painted a tank for one of your customers. And like, couple weeks later, I'm on a podcast. It's crazy. Drinking a beer, like it doesn't get much better.
No, man. It's and I'm equally as excited to kind of see you like paint stuff and your career taking off, and
thank you,
and you getting the recognition and everything you deserve. And I'm super excited to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you.
So. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming back on for second go around.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yeah.
So, good episode, and thanks for coming on, man.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Yep.